Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here, and 7.30 is here. Just kidding, it's not here, and I apologize for that. But it's on the way. It should be coming in, I think, about a week from now. Week and a half, 2 weeks, hopefully, sometime soon. And so I want to talk about what heroes I think need to be buffed. You know, I've been looking at Dota buff win rates, I've been just looking at pubs in general, and kind of paying attention to what heroes I think need the most buffs. Now, some of the heroes on this list actually have very high win rates overall. I don't really understand exactly why, I can definitely take my guesses, but nonetheless, these 5 heroes I'm about to say absolutely are going to get buffed in some way or another in the upcoming patch. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heroes that you think need to be buffed in the next patch. So comment down below what hero you hope gets buffed in the next patch. I want to hear exactly what you think they need to change as well. I'll be reading the comments, replying to some of them, and let's get into it. By the way, guys, if you want to become absolutely broken, well, what you need to do is sign up to the gameleap website down below right now. The reason why you should do that is because every single day we post a new video there. Content that you simply just will never get on YouTube, we post every single day to the website. It's really top tier stuff. I'm very proud of what I make over there. We also have other creators, many of my great friends who are top tier Dota players, creating guides about different heroes, different roles, different items, skill builds, talent builds, everything you need to know to get to the next rank. So if you feel a little bit lost, you're a little bit stuck, click the link down below. I'll see you guys there. And now let's get into the video. But all right, so the first one, you know, I might be a little bit biased, maybe, but it's Necro Profit. Currently, the hero just doesn't feel the best. Honestly, with how fast-paced Dota is nowadays, it's a little bit awkward to play Necro Profit. Every single time I'm split pushing, I feel like I have to be afraid of 18 different heroes with their, million neutral items and ability to TP wherever in the trees. It's just so hard to split push nowadays. Glyph annihilates my treants. I mean, it's a difficult hero to play. On top of that, the treants have been nerfed over and over and over again. Teleport got nerfed for whatever reason. I don't know why they did that. It's 65 seconds at level 1, which is an extreme inconvenience. And so yeah, this hero needs a buff. And the way I think they're going to buff this hero is slight buffs to treants. I don't really think they want to touch Sprout. That's kind of just like the ability. I think Sprout's in a fine place, and I don't really think Sprout ever needs to get changed. It's just a good ability. It's a weird ability, but it's just a cool, good ability. Teleport, I mean, they could lower the cooldown again. That would be a very disappointing way to see the hero get buffed because that's kind of just what they nerfed, so like, I'm not interested in seeing that. So I think the way they're gonna go is just buffing the treants a little bit. Currently, the only good thing about treants is the fact that they only feed 8 gold and I believe 8 XP. Literally, it's worthless to kill them, and so you can just zone out ranged heroes with them. But they just don't do any damage to melee heroes. So what I would like to see Valve do is maybe make it where treants proc through the stout shield block on melee heroes. So instead of them having the chance to get, procced on and then deal literally 0 damage for an entire auto attack from a treant, they just go through it. It would make them actually do something to melee heroes. I mean, to be fair, the only problem with that is there's no stout shield in the game, so then what actually counters treants? Maybe armor. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it like a 50% chance or 25% chance to proc for treants, something like that, because these treants are so worthless against melee heroes right now in the laning stage. It's insane. All the melee offlaners and safe laners, just ignore them completely. Coming in at number 2 on the list is Necro. Now, Necro has one of the highest win rates in Dota at 53%. Profit's one of the lowest, so he definitely deserves to be here, especially he needs to be buffed in a way that makes him good in pubs. But Necro is a very high win rate hero, which makes no sense to me. It makes a little bit of sense because I've studied this game a lot, but it makes no sense because like this hero, every time I've played it, it's just so worthless. It's slow, its laning stage is like okay. If you use any synergy, this hero can just feed at level 1. It's really slow, it has bad armor. Its Q is okay. So that's my first tip, I guess. If you're playing against the Necro and you're like, how do I beat this guy? He's not a good hero at level 1. It's a ranged hero. No innate stout shield proc. He's slow. It's kind of like a Viper, for instance, where a lot of pro teams will tri-lane Vipers at the start of the game, or they'll gank him for first blood. You can do the same thing for Necro. This hero just feeds. It also feeds the ganks unless it gets ahead. And then most people rush Mana Boots, and it doesn't do it. They have like 800 HP, no Ghost Shroud and Mana Boots, and somehow this hero wins. It's like, what? So yeah, it's a little bit weird. The reason why I think he needs to get buffed is Reaper Scythe is just not that good. It's just not. it doesn't even feel bad. Late game, you're dead for forever, but you can buy back, so it's like, okay, sometimes it's really bad, but usually it's not too much of a problem. Early game, it is a little bit annoying, but it's definitely not some, like, game-breaking thing. Ghost Shroud is just such a long cooldown. Without Ags, it's a 16-second cooldown, so typically you're only going to be able to get one off in a fight, or at least in a pick-off situation. I'm talking about early game fights, by the way. An early game fight, and so I just don't know how this hero's winning. I mean, I think it's like the same thing with your average tanky hero, which is people commit on it, and then they overcommit on it, and then they die. Necro's also a very easy hero to play. On top of that, people typically don't buy nearly enough regen, and Necro has innate regen, so that kind of like, you know, that kind of helps, but just, they need to buff him in some way or another. I think the main thing I'd like to see is that they make the Q heal for a little bit more. That would be interesting, because I don't think they should buff the damage necessarily. It would probably be a little bit too good at level 1 then. But the heal, I think that's like a good place to start. It would just make the hero a lot more sustainable. It's better with Ghost Shroud. It'd be a bigger incentivization to take Ghost Shroud, even though no one would still take it. And so yeah, I just think they also need to just make Heartstopper Aura different. It just has to be slightly different. What does it even do? I feel like it doesn't do any damage. Coming in at number 3 on the list is Dazzle. Also another hero with really high win rates, like number 8 on the list. How do you win with Dazzle? How are people winning with this hero? I mean, to be fair, it does reduce armor, but it's not by some insane amount. If you cast all 3 of your abilities, it's like, what, 7 armor reduction, 8? That's like a medallion, kind of. Maybe it's more of a solar crest, which I guess it's not bad, it's in an AoE. But the thing is, you don't have a stun, you barely have a slow. Your ultimate is almost worthless, like early game, in terms of the cooldown reduction. It just, like, what do you CDRing? I mean, your abilities, right? But like, what items? Magic Wand? People aren't playing it as a core, right? So it's just like Magic Wand. The only thing I think is redeeming about this hero is the shard, the fact that you get Hex on Poison Touch. It's good against illusions, which is kind of popular right now, so I can get behind that, but other than that, I can't get behind anything. I don't think Shallow Grave is a good ability. I think it's like the worst save in Dota by a long shot. It's really difficult to use, right? You compare it to something like Abaddon Shield or False Promise. You can use those abilities when someone's half HP, right? They're getting gone on, they're getting stunned, just use it. Shallow Grave, you have to like frame perfect it. It's like playing Dance Dance Revolution on the hardest setting. It's like everything has to just be perfect, and it's terrible until you hit level 15 as well. 9 times out of 10 after the grave ends, they just die anyway, right? They're screwed anyway. And so like, yeah, even at the level 15 talent where they get a health when the Shallow Grave ends, it's just still not good enough. And so, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna buff this hero. I think they should make, Shallow Grave just heal innately. That would be kind of cool. I think that would also make it just more useful in general. Maybe 100 HP when it ends. Maybe it could be something that scales 50 at level 1, 100 at level 2, 150, 200 at level 4. That would be a reason to actually skill it as well earlier on into the game, which definitely could be cool. It would make this hero viable in a different way. And yeah, that could be interesting, because I don't like how Dazzle is right now. Coming in at number 4 is Beastmaster. Just one item that needs to be buffed. What item that needs to be buffed is Helm of the Dominator 2. My god, is that item bad. Oh my god. Oh, good. That's gotta be the worst item in the game, bar none. Maybe Mage Slayer is like, you know, saying hello. Maybe Falcon Blade, nah. Mage Slayer and Falcon Blade are like, I don't know, they're just weird. Those items are just weird. Those items are probably gonna get buffed. But on that note, I don't know what Beastmaster's supposed to buy. It's like Helmdom Vlad's or something like Helmdom Solar Crest. It's just awkward. You don't do that much damage. Yeah, your laning stage is not that good. I feel like your mid game is not that good. It's like very awkward to have Roar as your offlaner, because like, let's say you pick offlane Beastmaster, like a lot of the time that's gonna be your frontliner, but it's not a hero that can necessarily frontline. Like Beastmaster is just not a frontliner. You compare it to a Centaur or an Axe, it's not nearly as tanky. So it's definitely not a hero that can just go in. Yes, it provides vision, but it can't really like actually tank when you want to initiate, which in my opinion is a bit of a problem as an offlaner in this meta. I don't think that makes it unplayable. I mean, that's never been, it's not like it's ever been the case where Beastmaster could frontline, right? That's not a thing, and I don't think it ever needs to be a thing. It's just like a really long cooldown stun. I don't think it's that dominant of a laner, right? Boar's got nerfed, and yeah, so what I think they need to do, I think they need to buff Helmdom a little bit. I actually think Helmdom should be buffed, and it would be really cool. It would incentivize people to become better at microing. which I think it's a fun skill. At least I do. I'm a Profit player, you know, so I love microing, but I think they should buff the item a little bit, maybe like lower the cost of the recipe, and then it would be really good for these heroes like Beast and Lycan that are very underwhelming right now, and give them an option to just have an early game spike that, yeah, just gives them a timing, because these heroes don't really have later timings. It's very all or nothing. And so yeah, I think that would be a good option. And last but not least on the list, the 5th hero that definitely needs to be buffed, this is the most important one, is Luna. This hero is practically useless right now. It doesn't farm very fast, it has an extremely underwhelming laning stage, and overall it just doesn't do that much. It also has one of the worst shards in the game. And if you just took me seriously and you started typing a negative comment, joke's on you. The last hero that needs to get buffed is Sniper. I actually believe, so you guys might remember, maybe you don't, you might remember, I said like a year ago, or maybe it was like 8 months, I don't exactly remember, that Bloodseeker, when the hero was like the lowest winner hero in the game, I said that after a couple of buffs, the hero would become like a top tier hero, like maybe one of the best top 5, top 10 heroes in the game. And that happened. I'm calling that for Sniper. I think Sniper is on the edge of becoming very, very strong. I actually think Shrapnel's in a good spot. I think Take Aim needs a slight buff. I think they should remove the fact that when you click your Take Aim active, it makes you slower. For anyone who doesn't understand what Take Aim does right now. So when you activate Take Aim, it gives you True Strike, which is extremely useful for 4 seconds, and it increases the chance to headshot by 30%. So you have a 70% chance to headshot. The problem is it slows you for 30%. For the duration, so it's kind of awkward. You're just slow, right? Like very, very slow, and it doesn't make much sense. It's extremely awkward, especially in mid-game teamfights. If you want to kite away from someone and headshot them, you would theoretically want to turn this on and increase the odds, but then you're a snail. And so yeah, they should remove that, and I also think they need to rework Assassinate, which I don't think they're going to do because it's just like such a classic ability. It's just like, God, people even skip it to level 11. I've been watching some Sniper Reaper people, Tomato skips it. He skips it. My friend brought that to my attention. I mean, come on. It's that bad. It's like, it's just so awkward, right? It's so much mana. But yeah, quote me on that, guys. I'm telling you, give it a little bit of time. Sniper will become one of the best heroes in the game. You have my word. I'm gonna say next patch, he's like one of the best heroes in the game. I'm calling it right now. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And remember, list out what you think are the 5 main heroes that need to be buffed, or at least just put one, maybe it's your favorite hero, and say how you think they need to change it. Nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.